Hi, Sarah. I'm going to give you some feedback on your projects. Uh, I'll go to this one, the bear one first. So I think I remember seeing this, and you were generating this, and uh, you weren't fully happy with all the pictures, but you accepted it. Now, I think you spent a lot of time playing with graphics. And it would have helped if you'd had a video to tell me all about that, because I would have liked to know about that journey. Uh, at this case, I don't know what you've done here in terms of the um, design, right? So I just see it, but I don't see the process. There's no, and that's a problem in your presentation here. In terms of this, it's looks like a series of pretty good activities. However, you'd have to change these colors. A couple of things. First of all, don't use underline because underline indicates link. Second, this is not accessible. It's not would not be considered an accessible document. The contrast is not enough here. So I mean, you'd have to um, change background to something like I would do it. Either it's light or you do it dark. Well, I don't think I want black. Let's do it as a dark blue. And then you would have to then change this to white so that the contrast is very clear. People have visual problems, can't see this. However, probably the best thing, even though colors are very attractive, is to um, change the layout, the background here, and make it white so that it is crystal clear to everybody. And in terms of design here, um, it I'm wondering if it would have been better to present it in a Google Doc with tabs because it gives yourself more room to present this stuff. You present things in a kind of a paragraph format, which leads me into here. It would have been best if you'd used the actual guidelines on Canvas. And I think you have essentially the same. If you've decided to put in a paragraph format for some unknown reason, it's harder to actually read this and assess. You can imagine if I have 100 of these and I have to kind of go through this. And so you put 4 to 5 hours per week. I don't know what that means for each one. But I don't know what went into the Bear project. And so that's a little harder to assess. In terms of your learning, you learned outcome two. Put that down as a bullet by continuously finding my prompts. Okay, so that's good. Learning object three, and it's best to kind of list the outcome, because I don't know them by heart, by critically evaluating the benefits and challenges of Gen AI an educational talk. But I don't know you did that. You're just saying you did it, but I don't know. Um, the prompt, that one, the prompt goes up with outcome one. By experimenting with German storybook and Cheppy, I gained understanding of the tool. So that you gotta each reason has to match the actual learning outcome. So this project matched two learning outcomes. Um, And I know you spent a lot of time, but you learned a lot through the visuals. I don't think you started with Gemini. I think you started to create your own thing first. Um, and so you need to organize this not in a paragraph format. It has to be expanded quite a bit more. Same with the challenges. You're not trying to be concise here. You're trying to expand so that I understand the process. And the tools, I really don't know how you, I mean, I suppose, really, with Gemini Storybook, I don't know the prompt you used. I don't know if you just used a quick prompt and then took the first thing that came up, that would take 15 minutes. I don't know how you played with it. In terms of ChatGPT, I have no idea the prompts that you use to create them. Um, I don't think I even know the audience, early learners. Okay. And then past completions, you've got two projects that demonstrate creativity and organization. Inclusivity, I'm not sure how that it creates inclusivity, especially since your document isn't accessible to someone who's visually impaired. Um, the organization is very solid. I- In terms of the creativity, I'm trying to understand. Well, trying to. You've got these. I don't know how. It's just 12, right? Play-based activities. Um, so yeah, no, it's well organized for sure. And then, yeah. So what I would need to do, you're sort of in the B plus to A minus area. If you wanted to move into the A minus area, I would need a much more detailed reflection. I know that's a pain, but I have to understand your learning on this. And I think there's a lot more that went into learning with the vision, the images. You spent a lot of time on that. I have no idea how you did this, what your process was. And so a video helping to explain that would be really, really helpful. Um, so yeah, so that's my feedback.